West Side Story is a modern adaptation of Shakespeare's Romeo and Juliet, set in 1950s New York City. The story revolves around two rival gangs, the Jets, composed of white Americans, and the Sharks, made up of Puerto Rican immigrants. These gangs are constantly at odds, fighting over territory and fueled by prejudice and hatred. The Jets are led by Riff, who believes the Sharks have no place in their neighborhood and wants to drive them out. On the other hand, Bernardo, the leader of the Sharks, feels his people have just as much right to be there. The tension between the gangs escalates until Riff decides they need a rumble to settle their differences once and for all. Riff asks his best friend Tony, who has left the gang life behind, to help him. Tony reluctantly agrees to attend a community dance where Riff plans to challenge Bernardo. At the dance, Tony meets Maria, Bernardo's younger sister, and they fall in love at first sight. Despite the animosity between their respective gangs, Tony and Maria's love blossoms. However, their love is forbidden, and Bernardo warns Maria to stay away from Tony. Meanwhile, the gangs agree to the rumble, setting the rules for a one-on-one fight. Maria learns about the rumble and begs Tony to stop it. Tony agrees, wanting to prove to Maria that peace is possible. On the night of the rumble, Tony tries to intervene, but the situation quickly spirals out of control. In the chaos, Bernardo kills Riff, and in a fit of rage, Tony kills Bernardo. Devastated by his actions, Tony seeks solace in Maria, who forgives him despite her heartbreak. They dream of escaping the violence and starting a new life together. However, Chino, a member of the Sharks and a friend of Bernardo, seeks revenge. He finds a gun and hunts down Tony. Believing Maria has been killed, Tony runs into the streets, calling for Chino to end his life too. Just as Tony and Maria reunite, Chino appears and shoots Tony, who dies in Maria's arms. In her grief, Maria confronts both gangs, blaming their hatred and violence for Tony's death. Her words make the gang members realize the devastating consequences of their actions. The story ends with the Jets and Sharks coming together to carry Tony's body away, momentarily united in their sorrow. West Side Story is a tragic tale of love, prejudice, and the destructive power of violence. But it also carries a message of hope. Love and understanding can overcome hatred, even in the darkest times.